Welcome back. Well, in 1 week, President Trump will mark his first 100 days in office, and the president says that the treatment by the press has been unfair during those first few months, tweeting this: "No matter how much I accomplished during the ridiculous standard of the first 100 days, and it has been a lot, including media will kill," including South Carolina. Well, a new study by the Media Research Center agrees that finding that so far broadcast news coverage of the Trump administration has been 89% negative. We're here to break it all down. Rich Noyes, research director of the Media Research Center. Rich, good to have you here this morning.
Good morning, Abby.
All right, you say, there used to be something called a honeymoon period when a president gets elected, those first 100 days where, regardless of party, the media lets them figure out what it means to be president, give them sort of the benefit of the doubt. You say we have not seen that at all this time around.
Not this time, no. 8 years ago, Chris Matthews, after the election, said his job as a journalist was to help the new president, Barack Obama, succeed. That's not the way the media, or the liberal media at least, are treating President Trump in his first 100 days. It has been the most hostile, most negative reaction to a new president that I can remember, and I've been doing this for over 30 years.
Wow, we have a graph that we can pull up, shows the media coverage over the first 100 days. And I'm not talking about opinion coverage, right? This is like mainstream media, ABC, CBS, NBC Evening News. It says 1,501 negative statements, including partisans, 186 positive statements, including partisans as well. I mean, that's pretty unreal when you look at that graph there, Rich.
Yeah, no, what we did is we basically took what the journalism was. These are reporter statements, these are experts, these are voters. This is not Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer's sound bites criticizing Donald Trump or Republicans praising Donald Trump. This is the media spin that surrounds that conversation, and it is almost 90% negative.
Yeah, and here's the challenge. Here's another graph you could see. It doesn't matter what the president says. I mean, overall, the blanket coverage is negative. It doesn't matter if he's on Obamacare, if he's talking about immigration, if he's just talking about, I don't know, how his day's going. It seems like the coverage is always negative in some way.
It is. I mean, these are the top 5 issues that the media gravitated to talk about the first 100 days. Things like the travel ban, the unproved allegations about Russia, Obamacare. Over 90% negative in all of those categories. A topic the president wanted to talk about, economy and jobs, less than 1% of his coverage.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just look at this past week, Rich, right? So 3 attacks from the press already on the president this week. One of them was on this attack in France, right? And he calling it a terrorist attack. MSNBC, they were really upset about that he called it a terrorist attack, and they went sort of nuts on this. Take a look.
President Trump said right off the bat to a question, looks like another terrorist attack in France. We have not been comfortable to call it that or report that.
The president was referring to, I think, what he was watching on television. And you do wonder, are people going to take what he said as some idea that he knows something more than what anybody else does?
Rich?
Yeah, this is a press that is still comfortable with the last president who called the Fort Hood shooting a workplace violence. I think they're not comfortable with this. The president would call it terrorism, and it turns out the president was right.
Yeah, well, what about the Patriots? They went to visit the White House on Wednesday this week, right? The New York Times, of course, politicized that event, saying, well, back when they visited President Barack Obama, there were more players that came. They ended up having to apologize for saying that they were wrong in all of this. But were you surprised?
It's such a small little issue, but they're trying to tweak Donald Trump's ego.
Right.
They're misrepresenting the number of people who were there because people were sitting in the audience this time, whereas they were on the stairs last time. It is just trying to sort of tweak and undermine this president. We've seen this on and on for the 100 days. And remember, this is supposed to be the best part of his presidency. It's going to get rougher from here with the press if history is a guide.